A decades-old music festival that started in Iron Mountain is keeping the creative spirit of classical music alive. We have Joel Neves, the artistic director for the Pine Mountain Music Festival, joining us now to talk about it. So since 1991, this music festival has been gracing us Yoopers with the sounds of music. So it's returning events starting in just a couple of days.
Yep.
So how's it feeling to be kicking this off this week?
Super excited. This is going to be the 35th year next year, and we've continuously presented opera and classical music since 1991. Other than COVID, 2020, we've done it every single year, so we're super excited to bring opera back to the UP.
So how have you seen the festival grown from 35 years ago to now?
I've been involved with the festival for about 16 years. I've played trumpet, I've conducted opera, conducted orchestras, and it's been really great to see the growth of the festival. You know, some hard financial times has made it harder to present opera as much, but we're one of the biggest opera producers in the UP, and I think one of our main goals is to nurture local talent. But also to nurture sort of up-and-coming young classical professional musicians. And we've done that. It's been exciting to see. My wife and I, we were just in New York seeing Salome at the Met Opera, and we saw one of the actors was one of the Pine Mountain Music Festival artists from many years ago. There's another artist, Miles Mikkonen, who's from Bessemer here in the UP, and he is going to be the lead in a world premiere opera at the Met Opera. So, you know, it's kind of cool to see local homegrown talent turn into major stars.
Yeah, I mean, there's some, it sounds like there's some pretty world-class musicians involved with the Pine Mountain Music Festival. A lot of them have UP roots. They go off to perform in New York City or elsewhere around the world. So really this puts those types of musicians at the forefront.
It does, and we're super, focused on finding those young gems that are going to make a big splash in the professional world, but also in the local scene as well. We've got, for this festival this year, it's all local musicians that have really made their name in the music industry, and excited to, again, highlight the homegrown Yooper talent.
Yeah, what's the significance of opera music or orchestra music to the Upper Peninsula and the growth or change of its music scene?
Well, this is a geographically remote place, so this is not where you'd expect to have a lot of opera.
Right.
That would be like Chicago or Twin Cities.
Yeah, I think of a lot of like campfire songs around here.
Exactly. Yeah, they like, there's a lot of folk music and bluegrass and jazz and stuff like that. And so opera it seems like a fish out of water here, but we've been, for 35 years we've been presenting opera, and great music is great music, and the Yoopers love it. And it's not all just about, this music that is not in English and it is really long, has lots of vibrato, and it's very sophisticated stuff that the local person wouldn't like. People love opera here, and the young children that we present opera to love it as well. And so opera is really the music of the people, has been for hundreds of years.
So what is that process like, trying to find those young gems to come out and perform opera? We are in a rural area, so what is that process like?
We have a program called Upstart, UP Starts, so Upper Peninsula Starts, so starting musicians, and we put out an application to all of the music educators and musicians throughout the UP, and we welcome applications, and so people will apply, and there's some fantastic talent here in the UP that you wouldn't think would be here, and that's how we've been able to discover a lot of talent.
And speaking of some of that fantastic talent here in the UP, we have some of them joining us. They're backstage right now. We will be hearing some tunes in a few moments, but we do have to put a pause on our conversation about the Pine Mountain Music Festival and opera in the UP in a moment, because coming up, we're talking about the sport of rodeo as the Great Lakes Rodeo makes its return to Gwin. Stick around, we'll hear about it from the rodeo's Lil Miss next.